finds you well. As you can tell from the title, I'm really talking about the side effects of medications. I've just been looking at all my medications that I take, and I'm just going to go through like the side effects that I've experienced. There are many side effects to many medications. Everyone's going to have different side effects. These are just the ones I've experienced, but they may be similar to the ones you've experienced. But I just wanted to talk about it because there is a time and a place for medication, and it can really help. It can work really well alongside other therapy, and it does have a lot of benefits. It can really stop you feeling anxious or depressed or manic. So there is a time and a place for meds, but unfortunately they do come with side effects, and the higher the dose you are on, the more side effects you're going to have. So I'm going to be going through some of the ones I've experienced, but I just wanted to say another apology about the comments. I'm still working my way through. I'm feeling really bad about it. I don't know what's happened. I'm usually really good at replying, but I just kind of can't get my head around it, and it's just turned into something really huge. So I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment. I'm really struggling to get my head around the channel as it is, and yeah, I think with everything that's happened, I'm still kind of not quite settled, so I'm working my way through stuff. But I do appreciate that yeah, this comes across as me being a bit rude, especially when I say, how are you, tell me about your week, and then I don't reply. I do read them, I promise you I do. But anyway, sorry that I haven't replied, but I hope you are okay. Please tell me how your week has been. Have you had side effects from medication? What medication did you take? What were the side effects? Did you end up coming off the medication because of the side effects? Or have you just kind of been quite lucky and not really experienced side effects? Whatever you want to tell me, put it in the space below. It really will help others kind of going through the same thing. Just very quickly, my week has been okay. I've managed to kind of keep quite busy. I've been seeing people each day, met up with some friends. I think I said in my video last week that I was meeting up with some friends that I hadn't seen for a long time, and that was really nice. We fell out a while back, and I didn't think the relationship was going to kind of come back to life, but it did, and I'm really happy. Because my friend, she has mental health problems as well, so it's kind of nice to have a friend that's going through the same thing. She's got the same diagnosis as me, and it's kind of nice to feel like you're not the only one. So yeah, so my week's been okay. Anyway, 3 minutes in, and I'm going to talk about antipsychotics. So I've been on a lot of medication since I got my diagnosis of BPD 4 years ago now. It was either 4 or 5 years ago, I can't quite remember. But so I've been, I mean, I started going on antidepressants when I was in my 20s, and the main side effects that I've experienced from antidepressants is sexual dysfunction. So this is, just moving myself a bit closer. Ooh. This is when you don't have any sexual desire, when you're kind of low libido, you're not feeling horny or anything like that. And this is something that I've experienced through pretty much every single antidepressant that I've ever been on. For me, I've got to a point now where I'm just like, will I ever get my libido back? And it's quite sad because it's a huge part of a relationship. You know, there's many layers to having a relationship. Sex is just one of them, but it can cause kind of like create a distance between you two, and that can happen sometimes with me and Andy. But on the whole, he kind of really understands that this is a side effect of the medication. It's not a reflection on him, like not fancying him or wanting to be with him. It's purely the medication. It's a tough one. But yeah, have you experienced that? Please check out my video on sexual dysfunction for more. Also, another one from antidepressants, so this is something that I've experienced, is constipation. Yeah, constipation. I don't want to go into too much detail. You all know what constipation is. But this is something that I've had to experience, and I've taken had to take other medication to help that. And that's the problem. Like, sometimes you take medications, they have side effects, and then you have to take other medications to counteract those side effects. And you're kind of like, how many more meds do I need to take? It's an annoying one, but actually, really, constipation is not that big a deal. The sexual dysfunction, that's quite a big deal for me, and it upsets me, and I worry that it pushes me and Andy apart from each other. But constipation, I mean, I can live with that. So kind of like antidepressants for me haven't really given me too many side effects. The main one that I'm going to get onto in a minute is antipsychotics. But I just want to talk about mood stabilizers, particularly lamotrigine, because I've only ever been on one mood stabilizer. For me, one of the main things I've noticed is changes in my period. Sorry everyone who doesn't want to know that, but yeah, changes in my period, really irregular, completely missed one, and then I won't get one for like 2 months. Sorry, yeah, I missed one for like 2 months, and then I have one, and then it would be like a couple of weeks apart. So they have completely messed up my cycle. And again, it's not the end of the world. It's not something that I'm like, oh, it's taking over my life or ruining my life or anything like that. It's just frustrating, especially when you get a surprise one in the middle of the night. So yeah, it's just a bit frustrating, but nothing that has kind of disrupted my life that much. Just annoying, really. Another one is loss of coordination, kind of. I've always been kind of clumsy and bump into stuff, but I do feel it's got a bit worse since I've been on the mood stabilizers. Just kind of my coordination and things like that just aren't what they used to be. But again, this isn't hugely disruptive. It's annoying, but it's something that I can cope with. It's not disrupting my life. Anti-anxiety, the only one I've ever been on is pregabalin, and my main side effect from that is increased appetite. It's quite common for pregabalin to have increased appetite. I have been trying to keep it under control though, because I don't want to kind of keep putting on loads and loads of weight like I did with my antipsychotics. So I've kind of really, since I've been on pregabalin, which I think is about 2 months now, I've noticed my appetite isn't as much as it was when I started, but it's still kind of like I still need to kind of check myself from every now and then. But it's not as much weight gaining for me. I didn't experience as much weight gain on the anti-anxieties as I did with the antipsychotics, and that's where I'm going to go to now. I've only been on two antipsychotics. I've been on quetiapine and risperidone. I can't remember their alternative names, I'm afraid, but they're the kind of names that they're the names of the ones I've taken, but they do have other names which I can't remember, so apologies for that. So the first one I went on was quetiapine, and this drug to start with was awful, but eventually I kind of settled into it. I was on it for about 2.5 years, but the first kind of 6 months or so was weight gain, increased appetite. Not too much, I didn't put on that much weight, but I definitely noticed increased appetite. Also with quetiapine, I had twitches, and they would be unreal. It would be kind of like a restless feeling. So I'd take the tablet, and then within kind of half an hour, I'd notice my body twitching. It would feel like restless, like I needed to move, and I needed to kind of twitch and wriggle, and I don't know, it was just really uncomfortable. And it was kind of like I'd end up having to take it just before I went to sleep because I couldn't face going through the twitching and the restlessness. It kind of just felt like your whole body couldn't stop moving, and it was awful. It didn't happen during the day, it just happened literally as soon as I would take the tablet. And they said to me, take the tablet a few hours before you go to bed, but I couldn't do that because then I'd be awake for 3 hours or whatever, twitching, fiddling, not fiddling, like a restless feeling. That's the best way to describe it. So yeah, that was quite frustrating, but it didn't kind of impact on my whole day. It was just kind of like for a few hours. and most of the time I take it and then go to sleep. So yeah, so twitches from quetiapine and sleepiness. Oh, the drowsiness and the feeling tired all the time. It's unreal. And you kind of like, I wouldn't wake up sometimes. If my alarm, I'd sleep through my alarm, and I'd wake up at like 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, which is quite late for me. I'm usually kind of awake quite early. But I just couldn't wake up, and they said take them earlier so you don't feel so sleepy in the morning. And it's like, I can't because of this twitchiness. So really frustrating. This video is going on way too long, but have you experienced that with quetiapine or other ones? The worst medication I've ever been on is risperidone. And this is another antipsychotic where I had a lot of side effects. Now, I'm not saying that if you take risperidone or pregabalin, lamotrigine, if you take those, you're going to have the same side effects. Everyone is different. Everyone will be affected differently by the medication. These are just what I experienced with risperidone. Blocked nose. A blocked nose all day, every day. Sounding like I had a cold the whole time. I'd have to take nasal spray, and it would constantly be blocked. I think if you see some of my videos from last year, I think I did a video, a couple of videos, and my nose was completely blocked, and I sounded like I had a cold. Again, not really like, oh, the worst side effect, but it was so annoying, and it was so frustrating, and I absolutely hated it. And I mean, it did go away, it did lessen, but for the first few months, it was just every day. Yeah, annoying. Also with risperidone, everything was slowed down, dulled down. It was kind of like, I don't know, it just felt like everything was slowed down, and it was dark and sleepy, and there was no energy. So it can kind of dull things down, and it really dulled things down with me. It took away a lot of my energy, and yeah. And then finally, weight gain. I put on, how much did I put on? I think I put on about 1 stone with risperidone. It gave me an increased appetite, and I mean seriously increased. Everyone said to me, oh, quetiapine, you'll put on loads of weight. I didn't really. Risperidone, I did. And strangely enough, quetiapine is higher up on the scale of weight gain than risperidone, but I guess everyone's different, so it will interact with your system differently. But yeah, that was another one, increased appetite. So I've experienced a lot of side effects. Some of them are kind of like, whatever, constipation, yeah, whatever. Others, weight gain, blurred vision, sexual dysfunction, loss of coordination, changes in periods, loads of different things that I've experienced. But what have you experienced? Can you let me know how you get on with your medication? Which ones have caused the most side effects? What are the worst side effects you've had? For me, the weight gain and sexual dysfunction have probably impacted my life mostly. But let me know about you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good week. Please be patient with me on the comments. I am working my way through. Yeah, all is good. Good week. Have a good week yourself. Thanks for watching. Please take care. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of your medications and your side effects, and I will see you next time. Love you guys. Mwah.